Content-wise, I think Jujutsu Kaisen has everything that you need for it to be in that position, right? But I don't.
Okay.
I just don't think it's gonna be long enough. Everybody knows Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? Because they ran for so long. Like they were part of us being 7 to like 19. Jujutsu Kaisen been out for what, 5 years, and they're already talking about it's about to end. Excuse me, bro.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Macky. M.
There's nothing playing.
Hope you're living well, doing right. Welcome to episode 97. Your boy is getting light. I'm with my good brothers. We got the razor sharp assassin with the clipper and Johnny B. We also got the Black Kage, the Hook Kage, aka Salt and Pepper, aka Crispin. And a Batman forward, Batman pull up, a Batman forward, Batman pull up, a Batman full up, a Batman pull up, blood and fire, yo, fire fida.
Yo, can you you? I need you to make like a Dominican intro for Crispin. Like I need you
A
to
Dominican
really
intro?
make the
Yeah.
intro. But to be honest, you would be trash at it. Crispin could do that for himself.
No, it'd be funny if he
That'd
did.
be hilarious if he does it. Though.
A lot of like current anime viewers and I guess manga readers like to put JJK in this category where it's basically in like everyone's like top list, maybe top 3 or top 5 of what they like. And I've seen conversation, you guys kind of like threw it out of the group chat, but I've seen conversation about people saying, oh, like if there was a new version of a big 3, they would put JJK in this category. I saw a lot of people agreeing with that, and I know that there's never going to be another big 3. Like that was just that time period. That was how those 3 manga were described, as the big 3. But just in terms of popularity, I see why a lot of anime watchers would say, yeah, animes like Jujutsu Kaisen are a standout, My Hero Academia a standout, just in like modern new generation anime. So do you guys, after watching Jujutsu Kaisen, feel like it's in that realm, or do we feel like this is a good story but belongs somewhere else? Like what's the temperature like in the room for you guys?
I'm gonna go first on this.
Go for it.
And I'm gonna tell you why I think I'm gonna just tackle the actual top 3. I mean, big 3 thing, and then I'm gonna go into why I think Jujutsu Kaisen would have the potential, but not. So what I think about the top 3, the big 3, is because they were running for so long, like together, and they were in the top 3 of sales when it came to manga. It was more of a manga thing than an anime thing, right? But they ran for so long. Actually, like everybody knows, One Piece is still going, but the other 2 were long as well. They weren't like 2 short animes, get to the point and get out of here, like Attack on Titan, and Demon Slayer, like things like that. They were straight to the point, get out of here, boom. Obviously, they get their 100-something episodes and chapters and all that stuff, but they're not as long as the big 3. Content-wise, I think Jujutsu Kaisen has everything that you need for it to be in that position, right? But I just don't think it's gonna be long enough. Like it's not gonna be in our faces for the long span of time that it like gets cemented. Like new animes come in, like Kaiju number 8, and they will replace that anime in your head. Like they'll take it off of a slot in your memories. You know what I'm saying? And they'll replace it. But everybody knows Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? Because they ran for so long. Like they were part of us being 7 to like 19. Right? That we were like focused on those things. Like Jujutsu Kaisen been out for what, 5 years? And they're already talking about it's about to end. excuse me, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
I do want to point out that there has been a big shift in the way that people tell stories now. Like
yeah,
we don't get TV shows the same way anymore. Like
no.
even in American television, like look at all of the premium like streaming shows. Like we're getting 8 episode seasons
Mm-hmm.
now instead of like
12.
15, 24 episode seasons, like how shows used to go on. There were some shows that just ran continuously.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even know there were seasons. They just kept running.
That was Naruto,
Um,
One Piece, and Bleach. They kept running.
and I feel like we've shifted. So like in anime, we've shifted as well, and we
Mm-hmm.
see just like 12 episode seasons or even less sometimes, like 10 episode seasons,
Yeah,
and like maybe a TV special or a film that sets up the next arc, and then the stories kind of like roll along. We're also seeing a lot of film tie-ins to animes now, like where back during like the age of Dragon Ball, movies were just like extra things. they
yeah.
they didn't
They didn't
impact the
have nothing to do
story.
with the story.
They were just promotional basically. And I've noticed, like even with Jujutsu Kaisen, like Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, right? That's the name of the film.
Yeah.
That's a prequel to the first season,
Mm-hmm.
and has a lot of information and characters that are important to the overarching story that are introduced in the movie. And it's interesting because that wasn't the case to animes that we're used to. So I kind of like this approach. I like the films and everything kind of tying together, but I don't think any story that's being told in today's medium can compare to the previous big three, because that was just how serialization worked back then.
Yeah.
They just put shows on TV because they knew that they were going to get the ad revenue as long as that show
Yeah.
was on that time
And
slot.
that's why there was so many fillers too.
That's exactly why they didn't mind doing that, because they needed to meet
They
that
needed to be
demand. Yeah,
that weekly
that was
demand.
where the money was in TV advertising, and that's not where the money is now. So we just don't
And toys.
see it being told
Oh
that
yeah,
way.
toys were big. Toys were big, really big back then. I don't know
Yeah,
how big they are
especially in
now.
like American like cartoons and stuff like that depend a lot on toy sales. I don't know about the Japanese stuff, but I know the American stuff for sure.
What do you
Now,
guys?
Shawny, I wanted to hear like Shawny's like opinion on what we were talking about, because you said you were going to go first, Crispin, but I want to hear Shawny's opinion on this too.
Well, hold on. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Actually,
You just delayed as hell.
yeah, yeah. I don't know why.
That's cool.
Yeah. So in regards to the topic at hand, first of all, we're anime caveman. Um, we have accepted the fact that we're not getting those long form content anime. That was just a thing of that time, and
Yeah.
time has evolved. Not to mention back then, those animes were the ones that were generating the money, the big three. So that's why they just kept pushing this shit out, pushing it out, pushing it out. A lot of other animes were lucky if they got something animated and got their full context animated. Now, especially, an anime comes out, they get a season. Season one is already out, 12 episodes. Season two is already coming next year. So like it's just a different time. In terms of the big three again, yeah, we're never gonna have a big three again. But if we had a hypothetical one, yes, Jujutsu Kaisen would be on there, because in terms of what the big three would be focused on now would be primarily impact within the length of time. You see that with Demon Slayer, I feel like in my opinion, it would have been Demon Slayer, My Hero, and Jujutsu Kaisen, regardless how we personally believe it. But JJK just kind of gives you JJK pretty much encompasses everything that all three of them have all into one. Minus like One Piece is like long form storytelling. Jujutsu Kaisen just kind of gets more straight to the point with it. You still get your action scenes, and it has the 3 man Naruto S cell teams. It has like the techniques, curse technique, domain expansions, bleaches, Bankai, and bleaches Shikai aspects of it. So it kind of encompasses a little bit of everything, for the most part.
Cool. Thank you, Shawny. Yeah, Macky, I want to know how you feel about this this big three comparison, and does JJK kind of belong in this conversation anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna agree with everyone. I think that it definitely does. I will say that the list that I was seeing was the I think it's the Dark Trio. It was JJK, Chainsaw Man, and House Paradise make the Dark Trio.
Yeah, we
So
talked about that
we
once.
We had
spoke
that
about that in the
conversation, yeah.
past. So I mean, but yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to, I prefer how they do anime now. Um, only because of, you know, the less fillers they start a season and they end a season for the most part on the same note, where it's like, okay, we know this is the beginning, we know this is the end, and then we know, again, we don't know for every anime, but for most, the high ones like Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero, we know that we're going to get another season come the following year or so. So I'm not mad at the model. 10 to 24 episodes, or 12 to 24 episodes for a season. Wrap it up nice with a nice little bow. I'm good at that. Now, do I think it should it be compared to? I don't think you compare anything to the big three, just because, again, it is the big three, and that's something that we cannot argue. You can't argue that Dragon Ball is in the big three. Unfortunately, Dragon Ball came out before those shits came out, so it can't be in the big three. I apologize to those who think they can. It cannot. But when comparing the big three, seeing what it did in the time period that it did, I wouldn't be mad at someone saying that if JJK were to come out when the big three was coming out, it could have gave it a run for its money, because, like Shawny said, it has all the elements. Besides the long form storytelling of One Piece, they have comedy in there. They have some funny moments. They talk about, you know, they have the 3-man squad and everything else. To what Shawny said, I don't want to repeat what he said, but yeah, I think it could definitely compete and maybe make it a big four, depending on, you know, how long the manga was going to be and all this other things that are, you know, that can come into that. But I do think that JJK is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and when it ends, it is going to be a very, very sad day.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Macky O.M. Ayo! And you made it to the end of this video. We appreciate and love every single one of you nerds that have come, watched, and now you have conquered, okay? If you want to follow us, you can subscribe to the YouTube at Nerdy by Nature TV. That's Nerdy by Nature TV. You can also listen to the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That's Nerdy by Nature Podcast, the Nerdy by Nature Podcast. And guess what? We're also on social media. You can follow us anywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Nerdy by Nature TV, that's at Nerdy by Nature TV. And if you don't follow us, why I oughta. I'll see you there. Peace!